Hey everybody, this is Angry Otter. Some of you know me. I only have about 9 subscribers or so. Some of you don't. Most of you probably don't. So here's what we're doing. We're going to kind of try something a little bit different. One, I'm doing a little bit of face stuff, and you're going to have to forgive me because this is the first time I'm actually going to record myself and then put it onto the YouTube or whatever the case may be. So I'm trying to focus on the camera and not on myself in the screen viewfinder. But here's what we're trying to do. I want to branch out a little bit outside of just your typical mobile game, right? So mobile games are great. I've got several that are actually sitting in the queue ready to go. They've been edited, and that's kind of how I work, right? I will record 4 to 7 or so videos so far, and then schedule, just take a day and then just unlock them basically for you guys to see, because it's kind of hard for me to sit there and make this a full-time thing. I have a full-time job that takes 45 to 50 plus hours out of my week, and so I can't focus on this. This is just a side project, but I want to branch out of the mobile thing. I've been a long time role-playing game player. I played Magic the Gathering. I played some of your more hardcore board games, if you will, I guess. Some other type of card games here and there. And I tried at one point with a very good group of friends back home, who are close to 2 hours away now, to break into tabletop board gaming. And 40K was their flavor of choice. I bought an army, I put them together, I started painting them, though they weren't all that great, which is fine. And I got all of 2 games in, and I dropped probably more money on them than I should have. So what I want to do is I want to kind of go at this from a budgetary standpoint. My wife has no real experience with the larger gaming community, really. She's been around as I created this new RPG that I just released and had hardly any traction on, but she listened to my ideas and I bounced things off of her, and she has a great knowledge of actual historic, she has actually a great knowledge of like Victorian England, really. That is her jam. She loves that shit. And that's great, because actually I can use and tap that knowledge from her to make it not so much necessarily historically accurate, because there's a little too much crunch in some of that stuff for my liking as well, but more so just to get an insight, you know? She likes the fantasy setting. She's a big fan of elves. Actually, we went to the Ren Fair and we bought her a pair of the wire mesh elf ears because she loves it. She has Elvish tattooed on her arm because she loves elf things. So I can bounce this kind of stuff off of her, but I want her to be a little more engaged in some of the gaming stuff, right? She's a great artist. She is very talented. And I think that painting even a couple of miniatures here and there would really kind of help her kind of decompress. And the same thing would be true for me. The job is stressful. Life is stressful, call it what you will, whatever the reason. I just kind of want to try something different, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to maybe document some of that. Here's a foray into getting into the gaming world from someone who genuinely has not ever really done it at all, really, aside from your typical family type board games. You know, Clue or, I don't know, The Game of Life, and complete and utter and understandable disdain for Monopoly. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna try this. I don't know how often these videos are gonna get updated or uploaded. I don't know if they're even gonna continue, but you know what? I wanna give something a go, so why not? So what we're gonna do is, we're starting off with a completely free, generously so, free game from a gentleman who created a page called One Page Rules, right? It's a skirmish style. It's meant to be played with, it said, I believe, 10 to 15, I don't have the core rule here in front of me. It's meant to be played with about 10 to 15 characters, but I'm going to lighten the load on that a little bit more, right? So if an army was supposed to have 3 different characters in it, or 3 figures in it, I'm going to shrink it to 1. Because I want there to be fewer things on the battlefield, if you will, and allow it to actually kind of make a little bit more sense and have it be less confusing. Because the more you have on there, the more cluttered it is, the more overwhelming I think that someone could be, myself included, because I don't have much experience with it. So instead, I'm going to actually introduce and tweak on this this gentleman who made the game. I should say his name. I'm giving full credit. Links will be down below in the description. I genuinely think that if you guys like skirmish games, give this one a go. If you have some spare minis, throw them on the field, give this a shot. It seems really cool. I haven't had the chance to test it just yet, but I'm actually kind of really excited to do so. And again, I'm sorry if I butcher your name. And no offense meant whatsoever. Gaetano, Gaetano, Gaetano Ferreira. Again, link will be in the description. He even puts out things like army lists. He's got, this one's for Eternal Wardens for the skirmish. He got one Beastmen. He's got dwarves, elves, dark elves, goblins, orcs, humans. What else we got here? Mummified undead, wood elves, I should say as well, instead of the elf. But it seems to be a very well thought out game. I mean, he has a points cost in the skirmishes. You have 150 points that you spend on your army, and that's what you build. I'm going to kind of tweak on that again a little bit, but eventually I have my own idea of a whole skirmish game. But until I get some experience, I can't really go down that path and expect it to be any kind of success. So, you know what? Let's give it a go. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Sorry if this just kind of seems a little random or out of the ordinary or whatever else like that. If you want to, hit a like. If you think we should be trying some other type of a game to kind of break into the foray of miniatures, I've been watching some other videos and other YouTubers with things like what they call gateway games, I guess, into the miniature world. But if you have some suggestions, throw them in the comments below. If you have any questions for myself, for what I'm trying to accomplish, or if you think it's a waste of time even, whatever, give me a shout. I'm here, I'm on Twitter on 2 different accounts actually. At Angry Otter is one, at Flurv is the one where the RPG was mostly the main one coming out of it. That's more my personal one, but you know what? Whatever. Come find me, come chat, let's talk games, let's talk whatever. Again, thank you guys so much for coming by. If you want to hit subscribe, much appreciated. If you don't, hey, that's fine too. Hope everybody's doing really well, guys. Thanks for your time. See ya.